How to go from an introvert to being confident in any situation. We are going to give you a roadmap on how to become confident in any situation. Here's what you can do. Tip number 1: push through self-limiting beliefs. As children, we think we can conquer the world, but somewhere between childhood and adulthood, our enthusiasm and natural inclinations to dream big are squashed. Parents and teachers start imposing their own beliefs about what we can and can't do in life upon us. Tip number 2: never confuse memory with facts. Our memory does not store information exactly as it's presented to us. Instead, we extract the gist of the experience and store it in ways that makes the most sense to us. That's why different people witnessing the same event often have different versions. Your brain has a built-in confirmation bias. That means it stores information that is consistent with your own beliefs, values, and self-image. This selective memory system helps keep the brain from getting overloaded with too much information. So recognize that your memory does not always provide you with accurate information. For example, if you have low self-esteem, your brain tends to store information that confirms your lack of confidence. That will be all you remember about a specific event. Revisit the facts of a memory loaded with self-limiting beliefs and try to gain a more accurate perspective on the event. Talk with others that might have a different perspective. Tip number 3: smile. According to WebMD, your smile says a lot about you. A smile conveys confidence and professionalism. If that wasn't enough, WebMD writer Joanne Barker said a smiling face tells people that you're an outgoing and intelligent person worth getting to know. So whether you're in a social or professional scenario, it's always a good idea to smile. Make sure it's sincere in your smile. Tip number 4: talk to yourself. This might seem crazy, but it works. Talking to yourself can make you smarter, improve your memory, help you focus, and even increase athletic performance. The documentary The Human Brain claims we say between 300 to 1,000 words to ourselves per minute. The Navy SEALs and Special Forces use the power of positive self-talk as a way of getting through tough times. For example, by instructing recruits to be mentally tough and speak positively to themselves, they can learn how to override fears resulting from the limbic brain system, a primal part of the brain that helps us deal with anxiety. Be positive because the way you talk to yourself influences your neurobiological response to it. When you say "I know what to do here" or see things as a challenge rather than a problem, you've turned your response into a positive one. Tip number 5: don't be afraid of silence. Anthony Sillard, CEO of the Global Leadership Institute, discussed pausing in conversation during an article for the Huffington Post. Sillard said pauses in conversation during which you think calmly and confidently about what you want to say next are like the brief moments of silence between notes. Without them, you create noise, not music. It's better to say nothing than attempt to nervously fill gaps with words that mean nothing. Gather your thoughts and communicate exactly what you want to say instead of appearing a little jittery. Tip number 6: keep eye contact. In an article for Forbes, Carol Kinsey-Goman, international keynote speaker and author, discussed eye contact facts. Ms. Kinsey-Goman said too much eye contact is instinctively felt to be rude, hostile, and condescending. Whereas she later argued too little, on the other hand, can make you appear uneasy, unprepared, and insincere. She concluded that as a general rule, though direct eye contact ranging from 30% to 60% of the time during a conversation, more when you are listening, less when you are speaking, should make for a comfortable, productive atmosphere. As someone who finds new social situations and meeting new people a breeze, my advice would be not to think about it too much. Do what comes naturally and you're sure to get it right. Tip number 7: go first. You might find yourself in a group interview at college waiting for someone to show their work to the class, or you may find your team presenting ideas to a potential client. Whatever your scenario, always go first. For starters, by going first, you are immediately getting the nerve-wracking activity out of the way so you can relax sooner. Instead of being on edge the whole time you're waiting for your turn. By going first, people may think you are much more confident than you really are, even if you're sweating profusely and trying your hardest not to physically shake. Afterwards, you can sit back and actually enjoy what everyone else has to say. Tip number 8: dress up. Always dress super smartly for interviews, even if I know the company is contemporary and has a modern, laid-back approach. Tip number 9: be prepared. When you're feeling prepared, your confidence will come more easily. Tip number 10: think positive. Come up with 5 positive thoughts to counter every one negative thought. Let every positive thought sit for 20 seconds before moving to the next positive thought. Acknowledge both good and bad emotions. Do not try to suppress negative ones. Label the emotions for what they truly are and move on. Do not enter into inner dialogue about the negative emotion because then it becomes more powerful. Tip number 11. Raise your curiosity levels. Curiosity is the foundation of lifelong growth. If we remain curious, we remain teachable and our minds and hearts grow larger every day. We can retain our beginner's mind by always looking forward and discovering new experiences and uncovering new information. Ask questions and be curious because it makes your mind active instead of passive. It encourages you to be more observant of new ideas. It opens up new worlds and possibilities. It creates an adventurous response that leads you in a new direction. Tip number 12. Overcome self-doubt. If you lack self-confidence, you will always feel like you're at the mercy of other people. When you assume a victim mentality, you are no longer resilient to life's inevitable obstacles and roadblocks. Tip number 13. Face your fears. When we feel in control, we're not afraid. When we have a level of comfort with something, it's not scary. When we don't feel in control, we don't think clearly because our emotional brain is in the driver's seat and takes over. This is why fear often seems random and irrational. Our emotions are in control. Subscribe for our next Thinking Out of the Box video.